Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell for notifications.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on Twitter X. Harry lost his UK court case with getting security with Ravek. Now, I had no idea this would set off a series of events today, but it did, okay? That would make us have to relive the catastrophic car chase in New York City. I never thought I would wake up and have to relive, and not only relive it, have to debunk it again. Fortunately, thank you to people like Shola, thank you to people like Misan, we have to revisit this. and there's no reason to, because the car chase never happened. They were never in danger. And that probably has to do with why the judge ruled the way he did today, because he saw that they were in no real danger ever, wherever they go, whether it be Costa Rica, Jamaica, Marcus Anderson's private sex island in the Bahamas. You know, they're fine. They're fine.
Okay. Beyonce concert.
Atlanta, landing in Atlanta. Remember after the Invictus Games?
Katy Perry.
They landed in Atlanta. So today's headline is Prince Harry dealt huge blow as he's told government was right to strip him of UK security. Prince Harry has lost his high court challenge against the government over his security protection when visiting the UK. He had attempted to overturn a ruling that saw his security status downgraded after he stopped being a working royal, but in a ruling on Wednesday, retired High Court Judge Sir Peter Lane rejected Harry's case. Now, Stephanie, you would think he'd give up at this point. He appealed this, so now he's still going for it. He just can't let it go. Sir Peter found there has not been any unlawfulness in reaching the decision to revise his security, adding any departure from policy was justified. The decision was not irrational. The decision was not marred by procedural unfairness. In his 52-page partially redacted ruling, Sir Peter said Harry's lawyers had taken an inappropriate, formalist interpretation of the Ravek's process. He added, the bespoke process devised for the claimant in the decision of 28 February 20 was and is legally sound. The wheels of justice are purveying. Instead, the level of security would be arranged depending on the perceived risk, as it is with other high-profile visiting dignitaries. Harry took legal action against this decision. Now, this is why it's so important for you to understand the words, Harry, that he is using. They never said they're like taking your security away. Good luck. Good luck, dude. They're saying that, you know, in appropriate instances, when you come visit, if we feel that your life is threatened in any way, we will revisit this matter and see if proper security needs to be taken. It's not rocket science, but apparently to Harry and Meghan, it is. They just want security. Look, the bottom line is security is really, really expensive.
Well,
and
it's good for optics. It's good for photo shoots.
It's
having a
excellent.
Convoys make you look powerful.
It does.
And you know, it's hot.
This is the thing about security. It's really, really expensive. And I think Meghan and Harry realize that the only time they really need security in the US is when they are going somewhere to make it look like they're more important than what they really are.
Absolutely.
That's obvious when you see Meghan doing 2 pap walks in one day, one in Beverly Hills, another one in Studio City. You know, the risk just isn't there. And I guarantee when they're at Montecito functions or wherever they go, if they ever go out, there's no way that they have around-the-clock security. My guess is they don't have 24-hour security in their home. And the reason I kind of think this is because the Montecito HOA fees are already so astronomical, and you already pay for round the clock security. Nobody's like, just roaming the streets of your neighborhood looking to, there aren't any cat burglars in Montecito. So that to me is weird. Our parents have a vacation house and they don't live in anywhere close to the kind of zip code that Montecito is down there, but they still have to pay HOA fees. And one of the perks of doing that is having security, and no one's getting in that gate. So I can only imagine that Montecito has even higher security there.
It's all optics.
Yeah.
It's like when Kim got robbed.
Yeah.
And then she remember that creepy scene where Kanye's in the car and he's like, okay, I want a camera there and a camera there. They were more concerned about the camera and the optics of the convoy than they were of Kim getting from the car to the building.
Well, yeah, she gets robbed in Paris.
Yes.
It's supposedly traumatizing.
Yeah.
But luckily, she was able to put on the new Yeezy sweatpants.
Yes. And the whole bodysuit.
And the whole bodysuit. And luckily, it was there waiting for her at the airport, because instead of going in the back entrance of her apartment building, she had to go through the front entrance.
And it was all choreographed.
Yeah.
That was pretty...
I would have never known that Kanye had that Yeezy line done until I saw Kim walking that way.
I think she had that in the car.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating, too, because Harry brought this upon himself. Okay? You don't write in your memoir, Spare, that you killed all these Afghan people and then think, oh, I want other people now to protect me, and I'm gonna charge other people, and your tax dollars are gonna pay to protect me because of something I wrote in my book.
Exactly.
I mean, he's so pathetic. Am I crazy here?
No, you're not crazy, and no, you are not crazy. Okay. Trust me. Okay, so this really upset Shola. Shola is so upset that a white royal is not getting the proper protection he deserves. She put away all her talk about sending aid to Gaza today, and she focused on Harry, because that is what really matters.
Priority number one.
And she wasn't the only one. Misan stopped talking about Gaza for today, even though that's all he talks about on his Instagram page.
Megan and Gaza, that's all he talks about.
Yeah, he stopped talking about that to talk about, and you're going to see. So here's what Shola said on Twitter today. She's really upset. Shameful and prejudiced, denying Prince Harry high-level UK security, knowing he, Meghan Markle, and children face significant death threats because he's king's son, and they face explosion of bigoted hate, which royal family is complicit in and does nothing to protect them from, is wicked. Not being a working royal is utterly irrelevant. Gaslighting us with, but taxpayer money is an insult when protecting life warrants funding it. This is punishment for leaving. And this woman,
she just wants to, she really, she's a pugilist. She likes to fight.
I guess.
It doesn't matter what cause it is. It's like, we got to just fight the other side now. It's like Harry does not need security when he's in the UK. No. But let me tell you something. He'll get it. You think his dad's just going to let him come on over here without a car and without, I mean, he came over for that 5-minute meeting and he had protection.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on,
Do you want us
Shola?
really to believe that convoy, that entire convoy that picked him up at Heathrow Airport was his security?
Yeah, he paid for that, Shola.
That's not. He brought his private security and that was it. And then the rest was a convoy that his father probably arranged. Now, should King Charles continue to do that? Hell no. But that's not for us to decide.
Me. I can't control my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
His dad's going to do whatever he wants, Shola.
But the government can control who they spend on, and they are smarter than us. MI6 is smarter than us. They know more than us, and they know for a fact that Harry is not going to be threatened when he's in the UK. They would know it and they would do something about it, because you're right. The last thing anybody wants is for something to happen to Harry and Meghan in the UK. So trust me, if that were even a possibility.
Never happened, Shola. And I just can't stand her tweets, because it's almost like she's wanting it to happen.
Oh,
like she's just instilling this fear.
Yeah, she would love it.
She's just baiting everybody. And it's just, I hate it.
Another thing happened where in the court filings, now that this court filing has come out, a police report that happened when they had their catastrophic car chase, there was a police report, and it was discovered. The discovery happened back in December, but people are just now reading it. And they're taking it as it being proof that the car chase actually happened. They're like, oh, look, it did happen. So they're taking old stuff that happened and they're spinning it. So Shola got really excited when this happened. She was like, finally, some vindication. So she was dumb enough to put this up on her Twitter as well. It was a Daily Beast article, and it says, Harry and Meghan were dangerously chased through Manhattan, NYPD says. Now, we're going to debunk this in about 2 seconds. But let's just see what she said. Haters called Prince Harry and Meghan Markle liars for saying they were involved in near catastrophic car chase through the streets of New York City. New York police confirm it's true. I'ma drink my tea hot and sweet.
I mean, that's just, she's so immature too to write that. That's like,
I guess. So she's somehow happy that a car chase happened. First of all, it didn't. This was a separate division of the NYPD, okay? This was the counterterrorism, and they saw the police report, and it was basically like, well, yeah, if the paparazzi was really following that close or whatever happened, that shouldn't happen. Like, obviously, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
there was nothing in there saying there was proof of the catastrophic car chase. There was nothing in there that said that there are going to be charges brought against any paparazzi. And the reason that's going to happen is because the paparazzi that followed them was hired by, at the time, was it WME? Actually, no, it was still... who was representing her back then?
It wasn't Sunshine.
No, she had just been taken off them. So I don't know,
whoever they called.
Archwell, whatever.
They called. Yeah. They called.
John was also so happy. He felt vindicated as well. He's like, oh my God, he actually put this up on his Instagram. He's got the Oscars coming up, and he's got like this Gaza thing that is completely like draining him of his ability to even function as a human being, but he still took the time to put this up. He is just so happy. The judgment reveals that on the day of the hearing, the Duke's barrister produced a copy of a letter dated December 6, 2023 from the Chief of Intelligence in the New York City Police Department. The letter was addressed to the Chief Superintendent, OCU Commander, Royalty and Specialty Protection, and suggested that specific security measures were put in place following the couple's near catastrophic car chase with paparazzi last May. The Chief of Intelligence said he wanted to make the Chief Superintendent aware of certain changes to the security posture that will be afforded to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in light of the security incident that took place on May 16, 2023. The letter revealed that a thorough review of the incident had taken place, and although no formal charges were brought against anyone involved at the time, we did conclude that the behavior in question was reckless. As a result, redacted what was said. I'd love to know what the redacted text was. Beginning with an upcoming trip in the current weeks, the investigation found reckless disregard of vehicle and traffic laws and persistently dangerous and unacceptable behavior on the part of the paparazzi during the night in question. We're going to find out who was actually committing the reckless and going against the actual laws.
Yeah, it's creepy because it was them. That's what's so weird. Yeah. That's what's so creepy. It's like they called people specifically to chase them with cameras, and they're the one. And you could just even tell by Doria's face, Meghan's face, Harry with the camera, of course, for Netflix, whatever he's doing.
And why wouldn't he have given it over? Yeah, they asked for that footage, and he wouldn't give it over.
It's just terrifying to think that her narcissism is at that level where she's actually now believing, oh, we could get away with this.
Yeah.
They were the ones that they caused this.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, guys? I just want you guys to think about this for a second. God forbid anyone actually got hurt with their people chasing them. A bike courier?
I'm going to bring up this old video. I shouldn't have to, but I'm going to do it anyway, of Mayor Adams talking about it. I thought we had put this dumb story to rest, but because of people like Misan and Shola bringing it up and trying to gaslight the situation, making it look like this is a new story, hot off the press. Guess what? After all this time, the NYPD finally says it was. No, that's not what happened, guys. That's not what this is.
Any type of high-speed chase that involves something of that nature is inappropriate.
Now, Mayor Adams is not happy. He even has to address this during his news. I mean, guys, New York is a mess right now, okay? It is bad. A lot of stuff is going on. This is the last thing he wanted to address. So you could tell by his face that he is not happy. So here's one of the paparazzis that supposedly was chasing them they're taking like this letter that was said, hey, look, you know, it shouldn't have happened. If they felt like, they're not going to make Harry and Meghan feel bad, the NYPD. They're going to say, oh, well, next time, hopefully, you know, we'll do, you know, because see, they hired the cop because you can hire security in America. We've already said that. I don't know how it is in other countries, but like if I wanted a police escort to my massage tomorrow, I could pay for it. I mean, it's different in the UK. Harry wants to be able to pay for his police protection and security. Well, first he wants the UK taxpayers to pay for it. And then when they said no, he said, well, can I pay for it? And they said, no, that's not how it works in this country. It works like that here in America. So Harry and Meghan were able to bamboozle the world thinking that they were getting security in America. Like, see, we get police protection here. No, that's not true. You hired that police protection. That's how it works. How do you think that the funerals get cops to take people on the procession?
And we've talked about that before, but also just listening to all these guys talk. Listen, Harry's video from his iPhone is the only thing we need.
Yeah.
And do you think Harry's going to ever give that up?
Nope.
God, no. Because then we're going to know the truth.
Yeah.
We're going to know that every single person involved in that catastrophic car chase was orchestrated by them.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm sure we'll see something on a new documentary, Netflix again, squeezing all of their money out like a turnip. So I want to see that video, Harry.
I want to see it too. And let's not forget how carefree she was when the photographers were outside taking pictures of her. And we even have that video of John Berman, who lives in the exact same neighborhood that was happening. And he was even confused.
These are the pictures as they were leaving the event. They're getting images. These are the images that you're used to seeing.
I walked by this last night. At 9:15 last night, I walked by and I didn't see this many camera people, so I don't know if I was there before or after, but I saw a small collection of photographers, which is unusual on a New York City street. I'm sorry.
No, it's a good, and God, you pointed it out. But as we're talking about this, I also want to bring in.
So even John was like confused. He didn't even know because he was walking his dog at the same time, and he was just like, he was confused because he lives in that neighborhood. So he knows that there's so much traffic, there's so much pedestrians. There's no way there was a catastrophic car chase. But the look on his face was so priceless. I love John Berman on CNN. So they got the police report. This was Harry and Meghan's account. That's what they wrote up. They said, oh, well, everybody was at fault. Let's not do this next time. They've proven since they've gone back to New York that the NYPD has not taken it very seriously. Because have you guys seen a huge motorcade since they've been back? No, we saw the whole Equinox scenario where they went around the circle. Nice try, guys, but you failed.
Nice try.
Of course, the same day, Harry's got to put out a dumbass video. And I'm not going to play it. I didn't even watch it because I can't stand the guy's voice anymore. I just can't stand it.
Same background.
I know.
It's so bizarre. It's like, do you think it's a green screen?
I don't know. It might be. I think they have a spec house.
A spec house.
You guys know what
probably.
a spec house is?
Yeah, well, we've already talked about they rent it out.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
things.
I really do think
Yeah.
their house is a spec house. It doesn't look like anybody lives there. It's just really creepy. Prince Harry puts out a special request in new video message for beloved UK charity. The new message from the Duke of Sussex came following news from the courtroom regarding his security in the UK. Now, let me tell you a little something about Well Child. Why do they keep doing this? I mean, I've heard like
that's a question,
well,
and
no.
you asked a question in telling us. That
No,
was
but
funny.
like people.
Let me tell you something.
People
Why?
People have talked about that it's run by a mother-daughter and they're pretty shady. So that's probably why. Because I'm still baffled at why they're saying patron, the Duke of Sussex. I mean, obviously they needed something to put out because Harry probably knew that he wasn't going to win this court case because he had already appealed it once. He's appealing it again. But they are just putting out a video and they're just still excited to have him as a patron. I did what I do on everybody that puts stuff up of them. I just mentioned the Baka. I put the campaign for Survival International, the link down there. I'll put it in our description below too, guys, in case you don't have it. I just suggest we just go onto Well Child and tell them, hey, you know, this is what your patron's doing. Are you guys cool with this? I'm sure they know, and I'm sure they are cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Mayhew knows, Well Child knows, they just know.
If I was a donor of Well Child, I'd stop being a donor if I saw Prince Harry attached to it. I can't imagine his name helping their charity in any way. But
Listen, the country agreed.
yeah. The best thing that happened today was TMZ. TMZ is no longer on Harry and Meghan's side, and we'll show you why.
Oh yeah, I want to thank Recollections May Vary at Working Royals on Twitter for tagging me on this. This is hilarious. TMZ put this up. He said a judge just flipped Prince Harry the bird once and for all. That's funny. TMZ turning on Harry.
Yeah, and this isn't the toxic British press at Sussex Squad. This is America saying
this is Kardashian stuff.
Yeah.
This is Montecito based.
Exactly.
You know, this is where they all live.
TMZ.
So this is not the toxic.
Yeah.
This is not the toxic British media.
Harvey Levin
made me chuckle. Did it make you chuckle?
It was the highlight of my day having to see that crap.
No, it's not. It's
I
funny.
just, you know what? It's not even like I have to see that crap. It's having to like explain the car chase again and how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
That is what bothers me. Like, do we really have to do that again? Like, are we really doing that? Today's animal rescue is Who Rescued Who Canine Rehabilitation Rescue. Their mission is to aid homeless and abandoned and neglected dogs, to nurture them in the foster care of volunteers, to provide veterinary care and socialization. You guys, this is a great organization, and thank you because it was suggested by one of you and we always appreciate that. So I'll put their link in the description below. Please check them out, share them with friends and family. We would really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to go to the market and hopefully we won't get into a catastrophic car chase.
Yeah, wish
it's
us
raining
luck.
a little bit. So
Should we call someone and take a picture of that?
I might call the police
Yeah.
and see if they
Yeah,
can.
I'll get my phone's all charged
yeah,
up. So
make
I can
sure
just,
you
hold on. I'll just do
recorded the
this.
whole time.
Yeah, ready? Okay, we're gonna go, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye to the market. Love you.
Bye. We'll see you later.